Greetings, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for our latest presentation of NBA basketball. This is Brian Anderson with Grant Hill and Stan Van Gundy. And out on the sidelines is Allie LaForce. And now the Atlanta Hawks starters. Risacher and Johnson, they're the forwards. Dyson Daniels out there with Trae Young. And it's a Kongwu in at the center position. And for the Grizzlies, Dane and Jackson Jr. holding down the forward spots. Then it's Edey, then there's Ja Morant, and it's Pippen in at the two-guard spot. Well, Grant, when you take a look at this matchup, both these teams feature an impressive backcourt.
No question, B.A. And I get the sense that bragging rights are on the line here. Everything you can do, I can do better. Expect some exciting back-and-forth action in this one.
Here's a Kongwu. Oh, the dunk by a Kongwu!
And Young isn't just a scorer. He also takes pleasure in creating opportunities for others.
Here's Pippen. Deflected! Pass to Daniels. Fires in the triple.
Yeah, a complete offensive player. Daniels can set people up, and he can knock down shots.
Back to Morant. To the middle. Here's Edey. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Now here's Young. Back to a Kongwu. Oh, swiped away. Here we go. Morant with it, and it's Young picking him up. And then Morant with the jam.
Oh, putting on a show for the fans. Morant's skills making it look like a circus in here.
And Young has got the ball here for Atlanta. Despite ups and downs, the Atlanta Hawks have remained in the hunt season to season, Stan.
Well, Brian, this team has a lot of resilience. They're scrappy, they're hardworking, and it's helped them stay on the margins, at least, of the playoff picture.
Pass to Risacher. Down low. Here's Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
A brilliant dunk, and he hangs up there for a while, too.
Like he's posing for the camera. He's just hanging out, posing for pictures, just making himself at home. Well, if you went into the lab and created the perfect wing, it might be Desmond Bane, coach.
Well, Brian, this guy's so strong. He can guard bigger guys, and his three-point numbers are crazy. Desmond Bane well over a 40% three-point shooter for his career.
And that's surprising. He's usually automatic at the free throw line.
There's Young with the three. Rebounded by Pippen. The Grizzlies have gone 3 of 4. Off to a nice start. Here's Edey. Misses from close range. Atlanta's gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Here's Johnson. Missed inside. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Memphis head coach. We talked about star guard Trae Young, their biggest problem tonight. Coach said Young is one of the most explosive offensive guys in this league. We want to make him a volume scorer. Force Trae into lower percentage looks. Should be a fascinating matchup, BA.
Great work, Allie. Thanks. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Aldama's checked in. Karis LeVert's checked in for Atlanta. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Here's Daniels. And Atlanta misses again. And here's Jackson, who'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. Here's Morant. Nails the baby hook. Morant's got his second basket of the game.
Morant not afraid to get in there and play big, showing his toughness in close.
And in the first quarter, about 3 minutes played. And here's LeVert for 3. No luck on that one. Here's the Grizzlies with the ball. They've outscored them 10-2 during this run. Here's Edey. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Edey's got his second basket of the night.
Well, he can get you the ball in a number of ways. That time with a great bounce pass.
And so it's Quinn Snyder here calling timeout. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players. Hawks trail by 5. Pass to Okongwu. Here's Daniels. Takes a 3. Knocks down the triple. Daniels has got 6.
Oh, good shot from Daniels. He understands he needs to keep knocking these down for his team.
Here's Edey. Good, and the setup by Moran.
Good heads-up basketball. Sees an opening and capitalizes.
The Hawks have gone 4 of 9 in this one so far. Young, the pass to Okongwu. LeVert outside. Pass to Young. And he's going for the oop here.
Yeah, what a look. I mean, Young, a high-level passer.
There's a minute 59 left now in the first quarter. Here's Edey. Here he goes. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Come on, B.A. He sure can rise.
Grant, that's as good as it gets. One of the best in the league. Hawks trail by 4. And Young draws the double. On the wing, Daniels. Guarded by Aldama. The 3 ball. The rebound by Edey. Memphis with the ball. They're on a 16-7 run. And that one's good. 6 points for him.
I love the strength shown by Jackson there. Refusing to let the defense have the last word.
Pass to Daniels. Back to Young. Outside Johnson. And the 3 off target.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
Jackson can't get it to go.
And even with the miss, that's a high percentage shot for him.
Here's Daniels. And it's rejected. Here's Moran. Great start so far. 3 of 3 in this one.
That's been the story of their offense so far. Getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Young, the pass to LeVert. 36 seconds left in the first. On the wing, Daniels. Guarded by Aldama. There's Young with the 3. Memphis with a rebound. Here's Edey. Give him 8 points now. And he banks in the layup. Edey's got 10 points.
And early on, they've been on a tear. Just getting whatever they want offensively.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you want to start a game, with a big offensive push.
To the inside. Shot to stop the run. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
Ooh, putting on a show for the fans. Going up for the graceful reverse.
Oh, that had a little extra sauce on it, Grant. And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies, up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. Their key to consistency has been their dominance in the paint. They've been the more physical team. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And looking at what we've seen from the Grizzlies, what do you think, guys?
Well, it's simple. Rebounding made all the difference in the first quarter. They really got after it.
Hey, look, it's simple. More rebounds means more possessions, and that's clearly been their priority.
Memphis leading by 8. And Atlanta looking at who they've got. George Niang out there with Clint Capella. Then it's Rizachet. Then it's Terrence Mann. And it's LeVert in at point guard.
And I respect the strategy. Despite the sizable lead, you got to stay in attack mode.
Yeah, you got to keep going at them. You don't want to leave any hope for a comeback.
And Atlanta with possession here. After the basket by Memphis on the other end.
Yeah, at the offensive end, more often than not, you'll find Capella at the rim.
For close to a decade now, Stan, Clint Capella has been a double-double machine.
Well, Brian, I think the key to Capella is he knows who he is. He's a great rebounder, rim runner, and shot blocker, and then he doesn't force things offensively, and that's why he's had one of the highest shooting percentages in NBA history.
KYG know your game. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
KBA, the Hawks are figuring it out. Coach Quinn Snyder said growth isn't linear. We want to just keep improving. The players have bought in. They're working. They're practicing hard, hitting the film. Everybody has been absolutely coachable. I think we're learning. Guys, it's all about the journey here.
Yeah, I'm trying to take that next step. That's how it's done. Thanks, Allie. And Capella gets it to go.
Inside, Capella's physical ability makes the difference. He can get vertical, bump with you, whatever it takes.
And that one goes out of bounds. The last touch by Rizachet.
Oh, they're lucky that pass was just tipped and not taken. Could have been worse.
Some changes for Memphis. Jackson, he's checked in for Aldama. And it's Pippen in for Conchar.
Well, that's easy pickings for him. Unless the defense is all over him, he'll take that all day long.
Here's Rizachet. After the basket by Memphis on the other end. Pass to Capella. Now here's LeVert. The three is up. Pure from three-point range. LeVert's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And Bagley gets it to go on the assist by Jackson. And the Grizzlies lead by 7. For Atlanta, they've gone a terrific 4 of 5 here in the second quarter. Inside, here's Mann. And that one is stuffed right through.
And just a lack of fight right now on the defensive end.
Right? At least on that slam it was. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Yeah, but also credit the offense there. That's making a play when you really need it, and they need more of those.
Hawks trail by 7. Pass to Capella, right wing. Lets it go from deep. And Atlanta hits again from deep.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
Stan, you were a longtime coach in the NBA, one of the most demanding jobs on the planet. Just how much is required time-wise from an NBA coach?
Well, it's a lot of time. I mean, it's all day, every day, 7 days a week in season. But look, let's put it in perspective. It's not like we're out there running a jackhammer.
Now that's a visual I'd like to see from you, Coach. LeVert outside. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the second quarter. Back to Mann. 4-3. Oh, he missed it. Making him 1 for 2 now. And here's Jackson. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. They've led by as much as 10. And the dunk by Jackson.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. And Quinn Snyder decides to call timeout. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Protecting the rim has to be their top objective right now.
Well, if you're just going to let them score inside at will, you might as well pack your bags.
He's checked in for Pippen. A big group substitution here for Atlanta. Okongwu's checked in for Capella. Johnson comes in for Niang. Daniels is checked in for Mann. And it's Young in for LeVert. pass to Rizachet. Plenty of space. Kennard with the rebound.
Well, the defense just gave him that shot, and he wasn't able to convert. Very disappointing.
Count the basket.
Yeah, good touch from Jackson Jr. Ready to score inside when given these opportunities.
Rim protection and shooting, so important. Jaren Jackson Jr. has both of those skills, Stan.
Yeah, and look, Brian, it's rare to find guys who can do both of those things. Shot blocker at the rim and stretch the defense at the other end. Guys like that are hard to come by.
He's been a defensive player of the year. Maybe we'll see him in the three-point contest one day. Here's Daniels. 6 points for him. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
The great read between those two guys. The defense didn't stand a chance, B.A.
These two teammates right here, Grant, they are connected.
And he's been an ideal teammate tonight. He's really creating plenty of looks with his passing.
Yeah, when there's been an open man, he's found him. And you love to see a guy dishing it like this.
On the wing, Bain. Gets to the rim for two with the D all over him. And now an 8-point Grizzly lead.
That's what you call playing big. He just stays committed to the attack mode.
Well, if you have the killer instinct he showed there, it doesn't matter what the size disadvantage is.
Now here's Okongwu. Young from long range. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Bain's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Jackson. Can't hit that one. Good D by Okongwu. Hawks trail by 8. Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. And stolen by Jackson.
You'd like to let the clock run and take the final shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme, there's no reason to put up an early shot here. Well, once he gets a step to the rim like that, it's going to take more of the defensive effort to force the miss.
Pass to Johnson. Right side, Young. Here's Rizachet. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Tossing a pass to the interior. That's what you want to do. Get into the paint.
And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. We'll be right back after this word. And if you're just joining in, one half is in the books. One half to go. Boy, how about Jaren Jackson? An impressive effort here today.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
Bain and Jackson Jr. holding down the forward spots. Then there's Ja Morant, then it's Edey, and it's Pippen in at the 2. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies.
And despite the size mismatch, getting a little aggressive down there in the paint.
Yeah, he didn't let the defense affect him there. He just kept his focus.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Jalen Johnson is developing the complete game. He said, I watch the guys who do everything. That's my mindset. I want to be at least solid in every department and then keep building on that, adding bits and pieces here and there. Brian, his versatility is already drawing attention league-wide.
Yeah, there's no question about that, Allie. Thank you. Young can't hit.
I mean, he's trying to shoot his way out of what's becoming a prolonged cold streak.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
Ooh, that's a tough spot to be in as a defender. With that height disadvantage, it's very hard to protect the rim. And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. Must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
And Atlanta has possession. After the basket by Memphis on the other end. And it's in there. Ricochet's gotten his second bucket.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
And there's Jackson on the assist by Morant. Morant's got 4 assists in the game.
Among the best passers in the league, Morant finds open teammates.
And one thing that Morant has always been elite at, finding a seam in a defense and getting to the rim, Grant.
Yeah, any crack allows him to get inside. And as good as anyone at splitting a double, which he sees a lot of. So once inside, he can finish with authority or kick it out to a shooter.
You know, Coach, when you watch Ja Morant play, it's hard to think of anyone else as explosive as he is.
Yeah, Brian, he can make a defender look like he's standing still. The burst that Morant has with his first step is unrivaled. Probably the best burst in the entire league.
Truly is a human highlight reel in this modern day. Hawks trail by 9. To the paint. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
And yeah, this is the fire Young brings to every game. He won't let a foul stop his shot.
Atlanta shooting their first foul shot of the night. Well, Grant, aside from making East Finals in 2021, how would you assess Trae Young's teams?
Well, they're always solid offensive teams. Trae is the type of player that you need to surround with defensive-minded guys, and he hasn't really had that.
Timeout call, Memphis. Memphis leading by 6. Here's Morant. Ooh, Morant battling inside.
I mean, just an agile move by Morant down low, working around the contact and getting it to go.
And it's Ja Morant with the foul. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Offensive board. Daniels misses from short range. For Memphis, they've gotten 5 of 7 attempts in the third quarter. Morant, strong finish finish at the rim.
An electric player. Morant just bouncing off the contact and finishing on the drive.
Recently, player health has been the big talking point around the Memphis Grizzlies stand.
Yeah, B.A., look, and it's really a shame to have such a talented, dynamic team have to deal with all those constant what-ifs and have their seasons so affected by things outside of their control. It's tough.
No good on the triple.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Morant, pass to Jackson. A little under 3.5 minutes off the clock now in the third quarter. That is now his 7th field goal in 10 attempts. Impressive. And so it's Young with it. He brings it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Lets it fly. And it's Young again missing. Memphis leading by 10. Here's Jackson. Basket counts. Jackson's got 6 in the quarter.
The big man moves. Jackson Jr. with the nice conversion off the drive.
Pass to Daniels. Launches a 3. The rebound by Edey. Edey's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Morant. Morant with the close-range bucket.
And they're refusing to take a break, even with a nice lead. They just continue to attack. You have to love it.
Yeah, to put together this kind of performance at both ends of the floor on the road, it's impressive.
And it hasn't just been their stellar offense. Their defense has been effective as well.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
And so it's Quinn Snyder here calling timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Aldama's checked in for Memphis. Stan, you're the son of a coach. Your dad was a great coach at the collegiate level. What was the best advice you ever received from him?
Well, Brian, the one that has always stuck with me is he told me in my first season, if you think you've got all the answers, it's only because you don't know all the questions. And I think that's true in everything, not just basketball.
LeVert, that's good. LeVert's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Yeah, that's inexcusable. I mean, the defense must push LeVert farther away from the basket than that.
Morant. And then Morant with the dunk.
I'll tell you, those finishes are always extra special when they come from your point guard.
Oh, forget about his passing. Can we see more dunking?
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Here's LeVert. After the basket by Memphis. Aldama grabs the board. And here's Memphis. They're on a 14-4 run. Here's Morant. And that's basket number 9 for him. He's 9 for 10.
Credit them for making the right halftime adjustments.
Well, sometimes you just make shots, but they've certainly come out on a tear here in the third quarter.
The shot by LeVert, no good. Memphis leading by 18. And it's Morant off the drive. Banked it in off the glass. Morant's got 14 points now in the second half.
They're simply not missing. Unreal.
Well, as a coach, this is when you enjoy what you're watching. Your team playing well and everything just flowing.
Really left him alone that time. Niang's got his third bucket of the night.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
He takes it in.
Not just an aggressive scorer, Morant is also a fantastic distributor.
Hawks trail by 19. LeVert outside. Pass to Capella. LeVert outside. Just 3 on the clock. Ja Morant, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's been productive scoring the ball. He's got 20 points so far. We'll be back in a moment. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist to the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his teammate.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Hawks. We've got Clint Capella, George Niang out there with Terrence Mann. Then it's Karis LeVert, and it's Bufkin in at the point. Outside Bain. Pass to Bagley. Baseline try. The rebound by Mann.
Yeah, well, that's a shot the defense is probably going to let him keep taking.
Tipped away. And so it looks like it'll be Atlanta's ball. Krejci's checked in for Bufkin.
Now into the lineup for the Hawks. Number 27, Zeke Krejci.
Here's LeVert. Fires for 3. Hits the trifecta.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Bagley, no good.
And we talk about the importance of protecting the rim. Right there, outstanding defense.
Fires from deep. It's rebounded by Memphis. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Here's Bain. Soft touch off the glass.
Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
Now here's Mann. Niang a screen. From deep. Mann misses. Memphis leading by 16. All down the right side. Got it. Good job in the low post. The Hawks have gotten half of their attempts to fall in the fourth. 2 for 4 now. Here's LeVert. The layup misses. And the Grizzlies shooting the ball incredibly well tonight. 73% from the floor.
Well, you got to miss sometimes, but that one seemed like a gimme.
Pass to Krejci. Back to LeVert. Niang outside. Back to Capella. And the slam dunk by Capella.
And he's playing the game with a certain flair right now.
Oh, he caps off the move with a little hang time on the rim. And the basket by Pippen. And the Grizzlies lead by 18. And if you're just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And Quinn Snyder decides to call timeout, looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged. So both teams making some changes here.
A
little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Here's Rizeshe. The three. And Atlanta misses again. Here's Huff. Guarded by Okongwu. And there it is for him. And the Grizzlies lead by 20.
Well, all of us coaches, we love when you can create looks in close.
Inside, here's Okongwu. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
Well, that's what you want. Get him the ball and see if he can close the gap.
Here's Kennard. And the shot is good. Dropping it off the front of the rim.
You really have to question the defensive effort on that possession.
Yeah, I got to agree. Their defensive commitment's got to be a lot better.
Daniels misses. Memphis leading by 20. Here's Stevens, stolen by Young. And now the Hawks on the break. Looking to end this cold spell. Pass to Daniels. The three from Rizeshe. Sinks the tray.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
Here's Huff, guarded by Okongwu. Lays it up and banks it in.
Really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
Okongwu. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
He's a living highlight reel.
Seriously, that could end up being one of the best dunks of the year. Timeout called, Memphis. And there's 1:45 left in the fourth quarter. All right, time now to present our New Balance Player of the Game, Ja Morant.
And guess what? This was his game all night. I mean, he tore through the defense and almost never took a bad shot out there. Really, a level of offensive consistency most players can only dream of.
Well, they are playoff bound with him rounding into form and playing some of his best basketball. They've just got to continue to play together, and we'll see if he's able to keep playing at this level. And there's 1:45 left in the fourth quarter. That one's good from Bane on the assist by Edey. Bane's got 4 points now in the quarter. And there's a bevy of young talent in the NBA right now. Who are you most excited to see grow into a star, Stan?
Well, what I'm really excited about, Brian, is to see which of these young talents becomes true stars, transformative guys. Certainly, Chet Holmgren and Wembanyama have already had this great rivalry. Scotty Barnes has become the next big point guard. We see Anthony Edwards Paolo Banchero. There's a lot of guys that could be the guy, and it'll be fun to find out who actually develops into that play.
As the torch is passed, who's going to take the mantle?
And this one hasn't been in doubt for a bit now. They came out on a mission, and you can bag up this win for the Grizzlies.
They ran the fast break beautifully all night long. It was a huge part of their success.
It's so true. They clearly ran the floor well, constantly putting pressure on the defense. Just a tremendous effort.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Ja Morant.
Yeah, you know, he was a man on a mission in this one. The defense had absolutely no answers for him tonight.
Here's Risache. And he converts the layup.
Assist goes to Daniel.
There's 31 seconds left in the fourth. Here's Morant driving to the basket. He gets it in there.
This has to feel good. They gave their fans a show and secured the W.
Yep, the crowd gets to go home feeling good about the win tonight. Their team looked impressive.
19 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Here's Morant. And then Morant with the dunk.
That's an inspired ball club. They fought hard, and during the most important moments, they made big plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
Here's Young. And so Memphis takes this one by a big margin. They didn't have too many problems tonight.
They didn't. Just a tremendous team effort. Once they had that big lead, they were not going to let the visitors back into the game.
And that about wraps it up. With Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And as we leave you, here's a look at our player of the game, Ja Morant.